everyone, today's video is about when you get stuck with Bakugou during a thunderstorm, which leads to a confession. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. The sky darkened ominously as thick clouds rolled in, signaling the approach of a powerful thunderstorm. You glanced out the window of UA High School, watching as lightning streaked across the sky, illuminating the clouds in a dazzling display of light. As the first rumble of thunder echoed through the air, he felt a sense of unease settle in the pit of your stomach. The thunderstorms had always made you nervous, a lingering fear from childhood that you could never quite shake. But today felt different. But maybe it was because you had Bakugou by your side. With a determined step, you made your way to Bakugou's classroom, your heart pounding with a mixture of apprehension and excitement. You had been harboring your feelings for Bakugou for quite some time now, feelings that you had kept hidden beneath the facade of friendship and camaraderie. But as the storm raged outside, you couldn't ignore the flutter of anticipation that danced in your chest. Perhaps, just perhaps, this was the perfect opportunity to finally confess your feelings to Bakugou. As you approached the classroom door, you took a deep breath to steady your nerves. So with a quick knock, you entered the room, scanning the familiar faces until they landed on Bakugou, who was busy packing his bag for the day. "Hey, Bakugou," you said, your voice surprisingly steady, despite the turmoil that was raging within you. "Mind if I walk home with you today? I mean, it looks like a super intense storm out there." Bakugou glanced up, his crimson eyes meeting yours in a brief moment of surprise, before he nodded curtly. "Whatever. I guess just don't slow me down," he replied, his voice gruff as usual. With a nod of understanding, you fell into step beside Bakugou as the two of you made your way out of the classroom and into the hallway. The atmosphere was tense, super tense, and it was charged with anticipation of the impending storm that was raging outside. As you stepped outside, the first drops of rain began to fall, casting a shimmering veil over the school grounds. Lightning flashed in the distance, followed by a deafening clap of thunder that made you jump. Bakugou glanced at you out of the corner of his eye, a flicker of concern in his expression. "Scared of the thunder, huh?" he asked, his voice softer than usual. You nodded sheepishly, feeling a flush of embarrassment creep into your cheeks. "Yeah, I mean, ever since I was a kid," you admitted, your voice barely above a whisper. For a moment, there was silence between you, broken only by the sound of rain drumming against the pavement. And then, to your surprise, Bakugou spoke up, his voice surprisingly gentle. "Hey, don't worry. I'll make sure you get home safe," he said, his tone reassuring. His words caught you off guard, a warmth spreading through your chest at the unexpected gesture of kindness. With a grateful smile, you nodded, feeling a sense of comfort in Bakugou's presence, despite the storm that was raging around you. As the two of you continued on your journey home, the rain fell harder, soaking you to the bone. As you hurried through the streets, lightning flashed overhead, illuminating the path in a brief burst of light, while the thunder rumbled ominously in the distance. And then, without warning, the heavens opened up, unleashing a downpour that forced you to seek shelter in the nearest building, a small, nondescript office building that tucked away in a quiet side street. You and Bakugou dashed inside, seeking refuge from the storm as the rain pounded against the windows with relentless fury. The air was thick with tension as you stood in the dimly lit foyer, the only sound the steady drumming of rain against the roof. For a moment, neither of you spoke, the weight of the unspoken emotions hanging heavy in the air. And then, Bakugou turned to you, his expression unreadable as he met your gaze, with an intensity that took your breath away.
Lion, I think there's something I have to tell you.
Your heart skipped a beat, anticipation coursing through your veins as you waited for him to continue.
I've been thinking a lot lately about this. And about us. About how I feel.
Your breath caught in your throat, your heart pounding against your ribcage as you hung on every word he said.
I care about you. And I think I do it a little too much, to be honest. More than I could put it into words. And I don't want to hide it anymore.
As the weight of his confession settled over you like a warm blanket, you felt tears breaking at the corners of your eyes. All this time, you had been carrying the weight of your own feelings, and sure Bakugou would feel the same. But now, as you looked into his eyes, you feel a flicker of something that mirrored your own. Emotions, a raw, unbridled intensity that left you breathless.
I feel the same way, Katsuki.
You whispered, your voice awfully quiet.
I've always cared about you, more than you'll ever know.
For a moment, the world seemed to stand still, the storm raging outside fading into significance as you and Bakugou stood locked in, a moment of perfect clarity. And then, without hesitation, he closed the distance between you, his lips capturing yours in a kiss that spoke volumes of the unspoken love that had bound you together all along. As the storm raged on outside, you and Bakugou stood, locked in each other's embrace, the world falling away as you surrendered to the power of love. And as lightning streaked across the sky and thunder rumbled in the distance, you knew that no storm could ever shake the bond that you share with Bakugou. With the storm still raging outside, you and Bakugou stayed locked in each other's embrace, the warmth of your embrace shielding you from the chaos of the world outside. Time seemed to stand still as you savored the moment, knowing that this was just the beginning of something beautiful. As the storm eventually began to subside, the rain tapering off to a gentle drizzle, you and him pulled away from each other, your heart still racing with the intensity of your shared confession. With a shared smile, you and Bakugou ventured back out into the world, hand in hand, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye!